Hey everyone, Chris from Seaflow here. This time we're doing a long format video having a look at the Who's Number One 20th edition Night of Champions card. So the Flow Grappling YouTube channel dropped the full card on their channel. So we're just going to have a bit of a deep dive into all those matches. We'll break this into two parts. So the first part will be an hour and the second part will be an hour. There's lots of good grapplers on the card, lots of competitive matches, and some really cool jiu-jitsu use. So it will be great to, like I said, have a bit more of a deep dive and have a look at what's going on. The card was a while ago, but still super relevant and very, very much worth our time. So let's get into it. So our first match, we've got Lovato Jr. versus Evangelista. I don't know too much about Evangelista. Obviously, I know a bit about Rafael Lovato. He's a pioneer of the game. His Evangelista looks quite a bit bigger and just even from these opening exchanges, quite a bit more aggressive. You'll see he's really stripping those neckties with some venom and he's approaching this with a stiff might be the wrong word because it implies negative connotations, but he's very intense, that's for sure. Lovato staying nice and chill. Both of them, they poked each other in the eye there. That'll happen from time to time. See, Lovato keeping his elbows pinched, trying to change levels, just trying to mix it up as much as possible. Evangelista not really initiating too many offensive takedown efforts. It seems to be more Lovato who is pressing the pace and coming forwards, but the match is still young, so we'll see how it kind of pans out. The aggressive stripping of the neckties has slowed down quite a bit. Oh, no, shouldn't have said shit. There it is. Really chopping through and trying to bust that arm up. He's doing it with malice. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a competitive high-level jiu-jitsu, so all techniques are in. But yeah, it's definitely he's not just stripping the grip. He's trying to do damage with those grip strips. But Lovato doesn't seem too concerned and is pressing forward with the issue, and he's not being bullied or intimidated by his opponent. That's for sure. We're about 2 minutes in, a minute and a half in, sorry, and the match still hasn't gone to the floor yet. There's been lots of upper body clinching, not much shooting at all. It's all been, like I mentioned just then, upper body clinching, fighting for underhooks and neckties, overhooks. We'll see a lot of this mercy grip that they're taking with their hands. It's a good grip if you want to set up arm drags because your opponent finds it harder to retract their arm back because the way your fingers are locked between their fingers. But yeah, other than that, they're both diligently working patiently with these neckties, trying to secure a dominant position. We'll see if one of them pulls guard soon or if one of them shoots for a takedown or uses an overhook or an underhook to maybe get a hip toss or a foot sweep of some description. I'll be intrigued to see how this ends up getting to the floor. Again, his Evangelista very explosive. When he's doing things, he's doing them with authority and really trying to send that home. Where Lovato seems to be a bit more fluid and willing to flow through positions, and he's not really achieving things or destroying things with huge amounts of power and explosiveness. He's more, like I said, just trying to flow through the positions and see what kind of opens up for him. The match is it's now 3 minutes old, and it's slowed down quite a bit already. Evangelista, like I mentioned, there's not as much explosiveness going on there. I think Lovato's game plan may very well be to ride out these first couple of minutes and that initial storm of Evangelista, and then maybe start to try and impose himself on his opponent. There's a shot, nice shot. I believe it come off the arm drag. I just need to go back a touch. Here we go. So neckties. Evangelista circles out. Mercy grip, like I'm talking about. Evangelista threatens a foot sweep. Mercy grip again. This time Lovato breaks it. You can tell he's prepping for that takedown with the level changes. He's trying to get reactions. Evangelista's got a necktie. Lovato's got that grip, looking for those arm drags. Well, it looked like it. Now they're both fighting for a necktie. Mercy grip. Necktie again from Evangelista. Lovato pummels out of it. And here's the takedown. Yeah, it was off of a... It's like a half arm drag attempt, but he ended up getting the takedown, and he now finds himself in the closed guard of Evangelista, who's trying to get a sweep. Lovato's posturing up in the guard, trying to open that guard, and Evangelista ends up getting his opponent to fall this time. The sweep hasn't been completed. Escaping the closed guard can be challenging. It's a hard position. You don't see it. Well, it's not a hard position. I would say you don't see it too often at the highest levels, being used a whole bunch in no-gi particularly, because it can be hard to get stuff going from on bottom, but it can be really, really hard to safely get out of a closed guard of a person who knows how to use their closed guard. So every time Lovato stands, Evangelista's looking to hook that leg and sweep his opponent. He may even open his legs and use some K-guard type of shapes to try and enter a leg lock. Lovato's trying to get his legs nice and wide. He's learned from the previous 2 or 3 attempts. And he's trying to build his base up while also having his legs wide, which kind of lowers his head, which makes it easier for Evangelista to do what he just did then, to break him back down. So Lovato's opening his legs wider so that Evangelista can't hook his leg and sweep him backwards, but what that does is it makes Lovato lower in general, which makes the re-break of the posture a lot easier. And he's going to get knocked over here again, I would imagine. He steps out of it. Yeah. So this time Evangelista opened the guard, and I think he thought about doing some K-guard entries, but that moment of delay has cost him a bit here, because Lovato's been able to drop his level, get chest to chest, and he's blocked out the knee shield as well. So now Evangelista's trying to work his own underhook. Lovato's got a crossface, so the underhook won't be as powerful, but it's still something that Lovato needs to consider. But while Evangelista's flat on his back, it's pretty hard to get up with an underhook. So now he's on his side, it's getting a little bit more easy. But now he's kind of lost his underhook. He's getting crossface back. He gets it back, but Lovato expertly times it, steps into mount. He's in a half guard now with 2 arms over the top. He's now getting some back exposure, gift wrapping, it looks like it. He could be threatening a head and arm choke or a back take here. I don't think he'll try an armbar. Evangelista is quite a big man. Lovato is very strong and very technical himself, but armbars in no-gi on big sweaty guys can be challenging, that's for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what he sets up here. It looks like back take territory. Yep. So turns it into a triangle. Really slick, really slick. So pretty much as soon as it hit the floor, Lovato had all the answers and had the technique that got the job done. So really nice, really nice entry to mount there. Timing his opponent's getting on his side and bucking into him with the underhook and stepping over and getting to mount. And then it was a half guard on the other side, but then it progressed from there. And Lovato ended up looking to take the back, and as Evangelista attempts to spin out of that back attack, he falls expertly into a triangle. You'll see it here. So Lovato sits him up, punches that right arm right across his face. You'll see this in a moment. Bang, there. And his opponent turns and he sets that triangle up, and he barely gets to lock it up, and Evangelista's having to tap. So we got another angle of it here. Yeah, really slick. It's almost like that's what he was looking for. He wasn't even really looking for the back. You'd have to ask him, but nice, tidy work there from Lovato. It's awesome to see someone who was a pioneer of the game still in here and still relevant, taking on big, strong opponents and doing well. So that was the first match. Lovato Jr. Defeats Evangelista by a triangle. The match went for, it's about at the halfway point. Lots of pummeling for neckties and upper body control on the feet. And once the takedown was established with that arm drag to the double, it was all Rafael Lovato. So, next match we've got Diogo Reis versus Keith Krikorian. Again, two very well known grapplers. Diogo's very popular Baby Shark. Really nasty leg lock game. Keith Krikorian, very, very similar. Keith Krikorian, a 10th Planet athlete, and Diego trains with Mika Galval, I believe. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that. But this should be a pretty dynamic match. Both guys like to get after it. Very, very exciting style. So let's have a look at what's going on. So again, lots of upper body clinching here. Oof. Keith almost threw Diogo onto his head there. Nice counter, gets back to his feet. Again, lots of necktie pummeling here. Swimming back on the inside there, Keith. Lots of hand fighting. Lots of this is just setting up, these takedowns here. So Diogo kind of bum rushes him with that double. Not to imply there's no technique there. It was very technical, but he just rushed him there and put him on his back. And now Keith's trying to play some seated guard. So playing butterfly here. Diogo stands, tries to step around the guard. They're battling for inside position with the feet here, particularly if you're looking for leg lock entries. That's super important. Diogo snaps him down into a front headlock, uses an underhook, gives up the guillotine but settles in on side control. And now he's trying to flatten Keith out as best as he can, but Keith does a great job of getting some guard back in as Diogo's trying to flatten him out, and they start again. So Keith elects to get to his feet instead of playing seated guard. Maybe he backs his takedowns and wants to play from top. Not quite sure. It'd be interesting to see where they end up and how it pans out. So neckties again, and that mercy grip, foot sweeps, underhooks. It's all very on brand with what's popular at the moment. So another takedown there for Diogo, and we find ourselves in the same position as before. This time Keith's using head position to try and maintain a seated position, and he's trying to threaten arm drags on that far side, I dare say, to get some leg exposure. This is the second time Diogo's attempted to pass with a front headlock, and this is the second time also Keith has elected to stand to his feet and decide to wrestle. So, again, neckties, pummeling for these. I dare say a shot's coming from one of them. I would say probably Diogo shortly. Here it comes. Yep. Almost allowing Keith to stand again. Yeah, that was interesting. Baby Shark gets the takedown, but elected to let Keith start standing. So maybe he was not happy with the entry. Nice work there from Keith. Picks up the single, drops in on a leg lock, gets his opponent to sit and start rolling to escape, and now he finds himself on top trying to pass with a knee cut pass. He's got the underhook, he cuts his knee through, but Diogo's doing a great job. He's got amazing guard retention and some really nasty leg locks. Beautiful arm drag to the wrestle up with the single. You cannot give any of these guys grips on bottom for a moment. If you're passing, you need to be coming forwards and applying pressure, because if you're a static opponent, both of these guys are gonna eat you up. So really good guard work here from Keith, making sure Diogo can't get around that backside. Really good work from Diogo, who's trying to keep Keith in a guard retention phase as opposed to an offensive phase. So this battle for this inside arm here, the one that Diogo's left and Keith's right, is super important. If Keith loses that battle of that arm, he could potentially get cross-faced, which will allow him to get flattened out and the pass to be more accessible for Diogo. And if Diogo's not monitoring that arm, Keith can then start using far side arm drags, fishing under that far side leg and starting attacking. So in that half guard position, that battle for that outside arm is crucial. They're both back to their feet now and they're clinching. It looks like Diogo's got the better of the stand-up, but Keith used a really nice entry on the single leg to set up a fairly decent leg lock attack. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about who's the more dangerous on their feet at the moment. On the ground, it seems like Diogo's got it a bit. If I had to pick a winner at the moment, I'd be leaning towards Baby Shark, just because of the takedowns and stuff like that. But Keith tries a duck under, but Diogo's too savvy for that. Another double leg, but doesn't consolidate the takedown again. Allows his opponent to get up. I don't think he wants to play in the guard of Keith Krikorian, which nothing wrong with that. He's got a super dangerous guard. It seems like Baby Shark wants to get a particular outcome with a takedown if he's going to progress on the ground, because he's allowed Keith to get to his feet a couple of times here. And Keith, like I said, other than that single leg pickup to the leg lock, the heel, outside heel hook entry, hasn't been much on his feet. So another eye poke. It's a second one. Everyone's all good. So yeah, like I said, interesting choices. I'm sure he's got his reasons. He's a far better grappler than I am, Baby Shark is. But yeah, there must be a reason as to why a couple of those times he's abandoned. Here's that single leg, and this time Diogo lets it go and drops into a triangle, and it looks pretty tight and deep. We'll see how this kind of pans out. Keith's trying to stack to get out of this. He drags his head out. He's going to have some... He's already got cauliflower ear, but his ears are going to be fucked after that. And now Diogo's on bottom playing some guard. Keith used a knee cut pass pretty effectively the last time he found himself in this position, so let's see if that's what he's looking for again. Again, Diogo's got some nasty leg lock attacks from bottom, and he ended up using that arm drag to the wrestle up last time, so Keith will have to be switched on to both of those threats. See this outside arm again, the monitoring that's going on from both parties. They both know exactly what's going on and how important that battle is. Keith steps over and he's in on the leg here, outside heel hook, he's rolling, this looks tight. Diogo gets his knee clear. I'm not convinced that didn't hurt him. That looked pretty tight, and yeah, Diogo was moving. So now again, back to their feet. Keith looks like he's either got the more aggression here or more energy, because he seems to have started to take over the pace here a little bit. So let's see if that is sustained. Big necktie, big snap down attempt, but ends up getting nothing from it. They both got these collar ties again with that mercy grip. Nice takedown. Strips that necktie and drops down. Now Keith's got that shoulder lock position, and he's going to try and use his left elbow under his opponent's chin to elevate it, so he can start getting some movement with this shoulder lock position. He has to be careful he doesn't get cross-faced on bottom though. There's only a couple of degrees of separation between a nice shoulder clamp and getting cross-faced there. Both athletes get back to their feet, and we're back to the neckties again. So, like I mentioned, if I had to score it, I'd probably be leaning towards Baby Shark at the moment. But Keith is not far off. It's been a very, very close match. Super competitive. Another takedown. I think it's just the takedowns. Keith thought about a buggy choke. I'm glad he decided against that, because they make me sick. And now Diogo's got the close guard. Keith has to be careful of leg lock entries here, right? Because he might start using K-guard to get in underneath one of those legs. He's got 2-on-1 grip there. Here we go. Knocks his opponent over. Lets him come back in and elevates with that butterfly sweep. That was great work, guy. Let's actually go back real quick, just because here we'll watch what happens. He initially knocks Keith back, and I don't think he ever intends to get up and start passing. What I think he wanted was Keith to decide, fuck, I have to get up off my ass and come to him. And the second that Keith comes to him, he puts that butterfly hook in and kicks him over. I think I've rewinded a touch too far, but it shouldn't be too far away. Yeah, here it comes. Excellent. So there's the buggy choke attempt. Here we go. Here's the close guard. And he's going to knock Keith back here in a moment. And he kind of comes up and then stops. And Keith decides, no, I've got to come up. And then you'll see Baby Shark uses the momentum of Keith coming back into him. So here's the initial knockover. There, he comes back into him, gets that butterfly hook, kicks him over, gets a nice sweep, and is now trying to pass with a knee cut himself. So very nice work there. He just needs to pop over this knee and he will find himself in mount. But Keith's doing a great job of salvaging position here. He's got an underhook on the inside, but Diogo's got the underhook on the far side. So if Diego can work a bit of a crossface here with his head and keep that underhook, he might be able to start extracting his legs and passing. But it'll be interesting to see if he allows Keith to kind of stand up again here, because he's finding himself in the realms of a guard here, and if there's been a pattern so far, it's if Diego finds himself in a passing system that he's not quite happy with, he's more than willing to let the fight go back to the feet and try and establish a takedown again. So yeah, here it is. So that seems to be the strategy, or more so what he wants to avoid is he doesn't want to be anywhere near the guard of Keith Krikorian, which is a really good compliment for Keith. But yeah, you can see how much game planning goes into these matches as well, particularly with the smaller guys. There's a lot of setting things up, avoiding certain things. It's not just two dudes just getting after it. So, oof, nasty. That was nice. Almost got the takedown. It seems as though Diogo's starting to really settle into this. It's been back and forth. I've been impressed with both. Loved Keith's leg lock entries. Like I said, he had a really nasty attempt on the outside hook. He's been the closest to a submission so far. But I just feel like the takedowns and the passing of Diogo when he's chose to try and pass has been a little bit too much for Keith. So they're on their feet again. It'll be interesting to see if Keith pulls guard to try and get a submission here, or if he's picked up that Diogo doesn't want to be in his guard at all. Yeah, we'll see how this pans out. So, yeah, uses that Uchimata setup to dive through a leg. Really cool leg lock entries. But Diogo, savvy to it, rolls through, ends up on top, and he's going to start trying to pass here. But he gets the knee cut. He's almost past the guard. Goes for the armbar on the far side. Oh, this is nice. Bails on it, now on the leg. This is the work that he's capable of doing. He's so dangerous on top there. But Keith is on an ankle now, and he ends up on top. So, bit of a wild scramble there with lots of cool stuff going on. Let's actually have a look at that again. I really like the entry Keith uses with I think it's an overhook that he's got. Tries for that Uchimata and then dives on that far side leg and starts really attacking that outside heel hook. He's got some really funky, cool entries into leg locks. So if you like judo and takedowns and blending them with leg locks, Keith Krikorian might be a really good guy to start watching. Yeah, super impressive stuff. So again, I think I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but I am a white belt at rewinding videos to where they need to go. Here it is, yep. Almost like an Imanari type of shape. Diogo's instantly trying to extricate that leg. They're coming up onto top. Keith inverting through. Diogo's on top. And it's all looking good for Diogo here. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, this armbar attempt. So Keith avoids the armbar. Diogo rolls through. Diogo's now on the leg with a bit of an Oma setup as well. But he ends up knocking Keith back, who tries to jump on an ankle but couldn't, and now he's trying to pass a half butterfly, it looks like. Well, bit of a hybrid guard here. It's not quite an E-shoot, it's not quite a half butterfly, but Diogo's dangerous anytime you're grappling with him. So the referee's going to reset them with his butterfly position in the middle, I would imagine. Diego was going to just kind of slide over there like a slug, but decided to crawl instead. We're off. So Keith wastes no time picking a side and trying to pass with that knee cut again. Diogo inverts through. He's got that leg hooked. They've both got such dynamic guards on bottom, but they're so different. It's super interesting. Oh, nice knee bar attempt here. Keith. Oh, look, if I was going to go by submission attempts, I'd be leaning towards Keith at the moment. But in general, probably still Baby Shark. There's 3 minutes to go. Yeah, let's have a look at what ends up. Oh, there could have been a real bad knee injury there, but both people end up okay. Baby Shark looks to start attacking the back, but Keith's moving around, ends up facing up and ends up in the closed guard. Keith's got to be careful here in the way that he gets up, gets to his feet, because he doesn't want to get that leg hooked or arm dragged. Yes, because a sweep to a dominant position could decide the match here, I dare say. So, Baby Shark controlling the wrists, abandons the close guard. Keith goes to jump onto his ankle, and Baby Shark, this is Spartas him in the chest to avoid that. We've got 2.5 minutes left on the clock. They start in the middle standing. I think, yeah, Baby Shark's going to start turning it on, I think. So he picks up that single leg. They go to the middle. Keith kind of sits guard. Baby Shark doesn't let him stand this time. Interesting. So now he's going to start passing around the side. Almost gets around, but Keith weasels his knee in. Let's see if Baby Shark cartwheels over to like a north-south type of position. Yeah, he's going to try, but Keith's trying to stop him. The buggy choke was thought about again. He gets to north-south, and he's going to cook him here for a little bit, I dare say. He's going to be in the phase of controlling Keith and making sure he doesn't get submitted or any... Here's that front headlock. Keith dives through, gets onto the ankle. Baby Shark now playing guard again. Keith looking for that knee slice pass, but Baby Shark doing a great job. Both of these guys, I don't think... both of their guards are, I think, too good for either of them to really secure a dominant pass and position. They're both just too fluid on bottom and have too many weapons for their opponent to truly commit everything forward with their passing attempts. So you'll see Keith now, he's trying to get that knee cut going, but Diogo keeps pummeling his legs on the inside and inverting, and they get to their feet. Keith, very kind, didn't send him into row Z there with a double leg. Minute 10 to go. This last minute could kind of decide how the match gets decided. We'll if we get some takedowns here and some dominant positions, it could sway the judges. Keith, I think, feels that he knows he's down and is going to be hunting these takedowns. Oh my god, that was sick. Let's have a look at what Baby Shark just did there. I've gone too far again. Not enough. This will do. So yeah, that entry into the Oma, that was nice. Both of these guys have had some really unique entries into submission attempts off of the feet. So I think it happened at around 1 minute 10. So we won't have to wait too long. But yeah, it's been a dynamic match, an exciting match. I've learned heaps from watching both of these guys, in terms of potential techniques that are available. Here we go. So they're going to reset in the middle. And yeah, let's just have a look at this entry to the omoplata. It doesn't get the omoplata, but the entry was awesome. So, pummeling for neckties. Shoots. He's going to pick up the single again. Yay. Yeah, he must practice that a lot at training. Comes up with the underhook. Might get thrown here. They're both in a precarious position. Here we go. Baby Shark's on the back. He's got to be careful that Keith doesn't roll through for a leg lock. But with only 30 seconds on the clock, I think Baby Shark's looking for some control here and might look for a mat. Yep. Keith tries the Granby, but Baby Shark rides it out and finds himself top side control now. Thinking about circling through to north-south. Keith turtles. Oh. Baby Shark, yeah, he's really warmed up into this. Keith's obviously doing his best and really giving it all, but I think the level kind of just showed a little bit. Couldn't quite get his techniques going. Diogo got all the takedowns. Had some submission attempts and some nice sweeps. So, yeah, I would say I think Diogo gets the nod here. But yeah, we'll have to find out when we come back and the referee lets us know what happened. So, Keith ran out of time there on that Aoki lock. But that might very well have come about because Baby Shark knew time was running out. So, yeah, like I said, dynamic and entertaining match from both guys. Neither guy, regardless of who wins or loses, can be disappointed with that. Yeah, Keith, great account for himself with some really nice entries onto the legs from some standing overhook and underhook positions, and beautiful stuff from Baby Shark as always. So yeah, let's find out which way it's gone. I think it's gone Baby Shark. Motherfucker, what the hell? That way. It's going that way. Um, yes. Keith kind of looks like he knows that it's all over, and yes. So Baby Shark gets the win. Again, like I said, super dynamic match. Lots of stuff that everyone can learn from watching. So hopefully, uh, people are watching these matches with the idea of what can I add to my game. So this time we got Gabriel Souza versus Ash Williams. I did a video breakdown of some of Ash Williams' training yesterday or the day before. Sorry. So yeah, let's see if any of that pops up in this match. Again, very similar position to start with his standing at the necktie and that mercy grip. It'll be interesting to see what these two guys are thinking in setting that up. These guys are not huge guys. They're not small, but with that comes they've got that awesome mixture of great speed. Oh my god, nice double leg. Ash Williams on that arm in guillotine. It looks tight. If he can get on his side, it would have been a lot tighter. But Gabriel Souza does a great job of avoiding that guillotine. So now we've got Ash Williams in the close guard. It's a dangerous spot. Close guard for setting up leg locks is awesome, particularly when your opponent tries to stand up out of the guard, which a lot of people will try and do. But Ash Williams has got a nasty triangle game, and he's very good with upper body submissions. So he's a threat everywhere from this position, and Gabriel needs to be very careful with how he approaches this. See, there we go. That was the entry I was kind of alluding to, where you can almost bail out and start inverting under your opponent and really start getting some nasty leg lock attacks. So it's cool to see how some of the more traditional jiu-jitsu positions are being blended to incorporate modern attacks. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing to look at. Nice arm drag attempt, but Gabriel's savvy to it. Ash has got some nice wrestling. He's super dynamic. He's not one of those guys that will die wondering about what could have been. He will throw himself into the fire to get what he's and here this is what I'm talking about. So goes up for that flying triangle and bails to the Oma, but again, Gabriel's just a little bit. Oh, Gabriel's nasty, man. And again, that pummeling over the face. This is brutal. This is brutal. It's great to watch. Yeah, and now he's on the back. He's going to try and flatten him out, I dare say, with those double underhooks. Yeah. Ash can't get flattened out here. If he gets flattened out belly down, he's in huge trouble. He's not in a great spot as it is, but it can get significantly worse if Gabriel is able to achieve what he wants. Now Gabriel's on the back and looking to attack. He's got a body triangle. Let's see if Ash can reverse the position and take the body triangle to the weak side. He's got a 2-on-1 now, so he's a little bit safe, but he's still in a world of danger. The whole entry into this position was wild. I wish I went back to have a look, but if you're interested, you can go back and have a look yourselves. So yeah, now Ash, you can see he's trying to get his back to the floor. He's doing a great job of that, and now he's going to try and turn it. Yep, he gets in. Vintage back escape. Yeah, so if you learn that escape at white belt, and people are using it at the highest level, so the fundamentals are still ultra important and valuable. And if you don't believe some random brown belt on the internet, just watch the high level guys competing, and you'll see that yourself. So again, Ash is in this close guard. Well, actually not again. The position's been reversed. This time, Gabriel's on bottom of the close guard, and it's Ash who is in the closed guard, and you'll see that Ash isn't really trying to get to his feet. There's lots of arm control. I think he'll be controlling arms before he gets to his feet, and you'll see Gabriel's looking for overhooks here. So he's going to be looking for a scissor sweep position, maybe, or looking to climb his guard up the back of Ash Williams so he can get a high guard and really start attacking. Yeah, this overhook here, triangle setups. Yeah, Ash is a guard player himself, so he knows the dangers of being in the closed guard. So that's why I think you can see here he's not hip bump sweep time. That's awesome, and vintage counter as well. Two things there again. You learn these two things at white belt, and you're seeing it at the highest level. So the hip bump sweep, and then the lifting of the hips to kill the hip bump sweep. Things you learn in your first 6 months of jiu-jitsu, being displayed at the highest levels of jiu-jitsu. So stick to the fundamentals, guys. Fuck the berimbolos. Where now we're here again. This closed guard battle is raging. Ash is again switched on to the dangers, and he's not really offering too much in the closed guard in terms of getting up and trying to pass. Gabriel's trying to set some stuff up, but he's not having too much success here just because closed guard is a particularly no-gi. It's a difficult position to be really dominant from. If you think about the highest level grapplers on the planet, and then you think about how many of them are submitting dudes from the closed guard regularly, it's there's not many of them. There's not many of them, and for good reason. It's a challenging position, but what it can do is it can open up a lot of cool entries for you as your opponent gets frustrated and tries to escape. Here's that hip bump sweep attempt again, but this time Ash dives forward and tries to get a bit of a crossface and an underhook, but Gabriel bails on it, and we're back to this battle of the arms here. You'll see Ash is constantly trying to have his hands on the insides of the biceps or the insides of the armpits. Yep, here's this inversion, wrestling up, rear triangle. The leg lock entry could be on here for Ash as he slides down the body. Yep. Oof. Both guys are in. Oh my god. They're both going for it here. This is how knees get busted. But they both bail, and now Ash he's out of the closed guard, so that's good. Now he's got to try and deal with this open guard position. Probably a knee cut pass will be the poison of choice that Ash will use. But Gabriel's got a slick guard. The reason that Ash hasn't passed yet or hasn't been even really close to passing is a credit to Gabriel Souza's guard. So both guys have a lot of respect for each other's games on bottom. And I think you're seeing that play out with the tentativeness of which both guys are trying to pass, or aren't trying to pass, rather. Yeah, at this level, both guys are ultra sharp and can finish you from multiple positions. So you have to really be switched on. Whenever I see that foot up there, I always get scared that the person on bottom is going to blow their leg out. But that becomes moot now as they end up moving through. Gabriel starts inverting underneath. There's a potential there for some leg lock entries, but both guys just kind of flow through the positioning and keep moving. Ash trying to use that knee cut. He's got a bit of a shallow underhook here. Gabriel doesn't look too concerned with that. Pushes in the throat to get some distance back. Arm drag. Beautiful work. Really clean. So Gabriel gets the sweep there with that arm drag and is now looking to pass himself. Ash looked to come up and wrestle there. Gabriel's now sprawled on that knee shield, but Ash recovers it. And it's more hand fighting for that outside arm like we were talking about in the last couple of matches. Be interesting to see how Gabriel looks to try and pass this position. He gets past the shield here. Don't know if he got past it or if Ash kicked it through. There was a difference, but with that hip dexterity for Ash to get that butterfly hook back in, that's... My hip hurts looking at that. So they're going to get reset back into the middle here. Gabriel looks the fresher of the two, but Ash doesn't look overly tired, so it's not really a huge point. Ash got that knee shield again. Gabriel keeping that outside leg really far away. He doesn't want Ash coming in underneath him and getting in on that leg like he's threatening to do here. Um, yeah, very much like the last match we had a look at with Keith and Baby Shark. Both guys have great guards. Look at this. The one of the things I've really enjoyed this last year or two is watching how people are using back takes to counter leg locks. It's really changed a lot of things up. Ash is really good at escaping the back and getting to that close guard position, and we find ourselves in this weird knee cut position again. Let's see who gets the better of it this time. Last time, Gabriel got up with that arm drag on this arm, that arm over here. Let's see if he tries that again because he had good success with it. Back to the close guard, and Gabriel can chill a little bit here, and Ash has to be careful. So Ash can't chill here because obviously you can get submitted from bottom of close guard, and if you commit anything too far forwards or if you try and stand, you can also get submitted as well. So Gabriel's got that arm in this overhook, and he's done it a couple of times, and I wasn't sure if Ash was doing it to him or Gabriel was setting up, but he's laying across his arm here, really pinning that, and I think he's trying to make some cut an angle here to either set up a triangle or an omoplata type of position, and I dare say entering a leg lock off the back of the Oma, but we'll see how this pans out. There's 4 minutes 30 to go. For me, I'm kind of leaning towards Gabriel, but I don't know shit. I'm not a referee or a judge, so we'll just have to have a look at Ash. I think Ash maybe lost some strapping on his foot. Gabriel inverts through. He's on that leg. Here we go. He's got a good bite here. Outside heel hook. Nice knee bar. Here we go. Yep, there we go. Wow. Really slick. Really, really slick. So there we go. Gabriel Souza gets the win via knee bar over Ash Williams. Yeah, it all started with that heel hook attempt, and that got Ash having to escape and rolling, and he ended up rolling straight into a knee bar. And yeah, look at that flexion, that was on. Beautiful work from Gabriel Souza, and again, just like the last match, just like I said, Keith Corian had nothing to be ashamed of. Ash Williams has nothing to be ashamed of in this match. No athlete competing has anything to be ashamed of, but he put it all out there. He was offensive. He threw up attacks. He pushed the pace. What more can you ask for? So, credit to Ash Williams and credit to Gabriel Souza. It was a really good match. Again, really dynamic. Some of these leg lock entries and the way things get done were super, super slick, and we can all learn lots of stuff. And that blending of classical positions with modern positions is really awesome. Particularly the use of the close guard to attack legs. So yes, Gabriel Souza ends up getting the victory over Ash Williams. Ash looks okay. The knee bar didn't seem like it did any damage, so that's good. But yeah, dynamic match, and credit to both of them. All right. Next match we've got is J-Rod versus Mika Galval. This should be lightning. So both of these guys need no introduction. Both got great wrestling and jiu-jitsu in general. Mika really blew up on the scene in a big way. Jay blew up on the scene and is making a name for himself independent of his brother. So yeah, let's see how this pans out. And there's that necktie and this mercy grip shit again. It seems like the meta at the moment and what everyone's using to set up the majority of their attacks. It's pretty interesting. So let's see how it pans out. Unpopular opinion potentially, but Jay with this hair is fucking scary. I don't know what it is. It just looks unhinged. Meek is scary just because of who he is and what he can do, and all that type of stuff. But it's been a bit of a tentative start at the start. Start. You can tell I should not be making videos that go over 30 minutes. So here we go. We've got these Mercy grips again. Both of them. Oof. Mika went for that Islam Makachev style drag through, but Jay was pretty switched on to that. Um, these guys, yeah, if I had to pick who the winner would be at the start, I'd probably lean towards Mika Galval, but I would not be too shocked if I heard J Rod was the winner at the end of this. So um, we'll see where we end up, and we'll know in about 13 minutes at the most. Like I said at the start here, it's been very tentative. There's been lots of setting up stuff, really getting a feel for reactions, and lots of feinting. But they're starting to get after it now with this over and underhook battle. Mika Galval has got some nasty takedowns, but obviously J Rod has got some nasty ones as well. So this takedown battle could go either way, and I'm actually pretty intrigued to see who gets the better of it. Yeah, nice stuff, nice stuff. Nice misdirections there and almost got in on that leg, but Mika was quick enough and good enough to avoid that. Arm drag from J-Rod was countered by Mika. Mika tries to jump onto a... Gets it. Damn. Tried to jump onto a guillotine slash front headlock, and I didn't think he would be able to get the height and depth, but he was able to. But Jay was able to escape the position relatively easily. I figure if I have coffee, I'll stop messing up and stumbling over my words. But they go back to the middle. Neckties. Again, it's all feeling their opponent out here. They're not really committing to any techniques just yet. I think they're just trying to get reads on... There we go. Just as I'm talking about not committing to shit, Mika Galval throws up a flying triangle and tries to heel hook a guy and off the back of it. I should have known better. Mika is a dynamic athlete. So he finds himself... I'm pretty sure this is in mount here. It's hard to see at the moment. Yeah, he is. He's got double unders. So this is a bad spot for Jay. This could progress to having his back taken or even a high mount, and then the threat of arm bars triangles start really, really presenting themselves. Jay's doing the correct thing. He's got his hands on the hips, his elbows tucked, and he's trying to unthread his hips. And he's able to get to butterfly guard. Really good job. That's super impressive. He tries to get up, wrestles up. Mika dives for a front headlock, but that allows J-Rod to his feet. So just there, that was super impressive from J-Rod. He was able to, one, escape mount with double underhooks to butterfly, and then almost wrestled up. Didn't get the sweep or the takedown, but manages to get to his feet, and he can start grappling from here. So really impressive from J-Rod to dig himself out of the hole that he found himself in, and then get back to a neutral position where he can start implementing his game again. So Mika's here. Oh, I thought he was going to use that front headlock to set up a triangle, but he goes to the shoulder crunch. Oh my god. This is wild and disgusting. J-Rod is too tough for his own good. His arm's getting absolutely torched. But he lives. What the hell was that? Let's have a look at it again. Here we go. I've absolutely butchered this. We're just going to carry on from here. That armbar sequence was disgusting. J-Rod, too tough for his own good here. Not sure what's going on there. Mika's having far too much fun for what's going on here. J-Rod looks like he's still a little rattled from that armbar attempt, but it's crazy toughness from him to to keep rolling and to find his way out. His arm was at some pretty jacked up angles there, and that looked tight. And Mika's not going to be half sending those arm bars. He'd be trying to rip J Rod's shit off. So, man, some really impressive stuff from J Rod on the defensive. There's that little misdirection onto that single again. Almost gets it, but it almost looks like the setup takes too long, and by the time that he gets in on the leg, Mika's already darting off to the side and getting free. But yeah, as I was saying, lots of awesome work from J Rod defensively, escaping mount to butterfly to wrestling up to getting to his feet, and then to escape that armbar and again finds himself on his feet in a position where maybe he can score a takedown and start to implement his game. Both guys have double neckties here. The match has flown by. It's already we're at the halfway point. Time flies when you're having fun. It'll be interesting to see double attempt there. Mika jacks him up with those two double underhooks and tries to shuck around to the back, but J Rod's too savvy for that. Like I was saying, it'll be interesting to see who takes over this second half of the match. I'm not quite sure who's probably feeling the worst cardio wise, but I would say that if I was to pick a winner at the moment, I would be pretty certain it's Mika at this stage, just because of the transitions and the submission attempts. So yeah, back to this position with the neckties and the mercy grip. Let's see if Mika tries that Makachev drag through. Oh, shoots for a double himself. Great defensive wrestling from J Rod. Again, something about his hair at that length and the way he just looks fucking scary. Snaps Mika down, great job. Knee tap, takedown, beautiful work. It's J Rod's best work so far offensively. And now he finds himself attempting to pass the guard. That inside leg that Mika's got across the waist is annoying for him, but it's not the end of the world. But now all that isn't an issue anymore because J Rod's backed up and given Mika a bit of space to start trying to bring his leg in. I don't know if he's going to try and put a half butterfly in or a knee shield. But J Rod has come to a stop sign here because those leg lock entries are a nightmare from this position if you do not progress in an intelligent way. But J Rod did a great job of navigating that, and now he's trying to work his passing game. Like I said, that takedown to this passing sequence has been the best work that he's done so far in this match. So, again, lots of good stuff from J Rod. Mika Galvao, not much has to really be said. He's a phenom and a star of the sport. So obviously everything that he's done so far like that has been awesome. That roll through to the wrestle up with the single is just wild. And now he's looking to really put the fire to the belly of J Rod here. It's in these weird little scramble positions where Mika will get you with those step over arm bars and the flying triangles and leg lock entries. So he's a bit of a chaos agent in that sense where he thrives with shit flowing around and being open to being caught. Where I wouldn't say that would be J Rod's weakness. I think he would enjoy that style of grappling as well. I just think Mika might be better at it. So yeah, that's what we're looking at the moment. Mika's on the offensive here and he's trying to pass, and we're gonna learn a lot about J Rod here in terms of what does his offensive and defensive guard work look like. And it looks like a lot of wrestling up, but this is the problem. If they dive onto that front headlock, you're in trouble. And this is nasty. He's not going to tap him, but he ends up getting mounted because of the choice he made trying to exit with his guard. And their choice essentially was, I'm going to push brother backwards and then I'm going to dive in and try and wrestle him to the floor. And that will work on a lot of people, but once you start getting to these upper echelons, like people like Mika Galvao and stuff like that, it's not really going to fly. J Rod's putting his thumb up like he's good. I can tell you from experience, if you are mounted in a head and arm choke, you are not good. You might not be choking, but you're not good. So yeah, Mika's taking his time here. He's not rushing. He's not squeezing with everything just yet. He's staying right here, keeping that head and arm choke in, and he's making sure that J Rod's got to work through. And now this is tight. J-Rod's trying to answer the phone. He's telling us he's all good again. Um, he may well be all good in terms of the choke, but his neck will be getting absolutely chewed up. And he's in threat of one, getting his back taken. There's armbar attempts here. He's firmly entrenched in the shit. And it'll be interesting to see, one, if Mika gets the finish from this position, how, and two, if Jay ends up escaping, how the hell he does that, because this is nasty. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the tactic of the thumb in the air, unless he's hoping that he can hitchhike his way out of here, but end up getting out by just air guitaring his arm. But again, he's still in a huge jiu-jitsu deficit here. He's mounted, he's got an arm isolated from the side of his body, and he's got a mean crossface being driven in, and he doesn't look like he's got the structures and frames in place at the moment to really get an escape that'll get him out clean. So he may well escape this position, but he's probably still going to end up on bottom. Here we go. Is that kipping? He does a great job. So he's really good at that butterfly, that mount escape. Really stalking Mika down. Mika not too concerned with the takedowns. There's only 3 minutes to go. He's firmly in charge here. Jay looks like he's ready to go. He's going to start pouring it on this last 3 minutes. Again, really good work from Jay to work his way out of that mount position. His kipping escape was really good, and he uses that butterfly to get back to his feet really well. So kudos to him for that. But he's got to get some stuff going. As I said, Mika is firmly in the ascendancy here, and Jay needs to get some techniques going. He needs to get a takedown and some control, or a big submission attempt. He needs something in this next 2.5 minutes. Mika looks super confident. He knows time is on his side here, and J-Rod is fighting an uphill battle. Mika's just not going to do anything here that'll get himself behind on the scorecards or submitted. And what that'll look like is a lot of maintenance, and that's kind of what's going on here. He hasn't initiated any takedown attempts recently. He's just been kind of killing everything that J-Rod's throwing at him, and riding this out. That might be through being tired, or it could be through confidence, or it could be a mixture of the two. I'm not sure. I just know that J-Rod is really pushing the pace here, and can feel that he's behind. But I just think that Mika's got too much technical ability for J-Rod to close that gap in this amount of time. Mika goes for that flying triangle. Doesn't get it, but he's now playing guard, which kind of eliminates all possibilities of a big takedown for J-Rod. And now he kind of tells J-Rod, well, try and pass in this last minute and 30. And J-Rod will oblige him. He'll try, and he's going to really bring the fury here as he tries to knee cut through. But I just think Mika's guard's going to be too good. And again, he'll be firmly in the mind state of retaining and protecting, as opposed to getting after and submitting. So, minute to go, both grapplers back to their feet. J-Rod's got they're in over-unders here. Oh! Mika throws J-Rod onto his head with a nice foot sweep. J-Rod tries to counter it with a buggy choke. There could be a sit-out coming here. What the hell? Mika suplexes J-Rod, and he's on his Brock Lesnar shit, trying to just suplex this guy multiple times. It's made it a little bit more emphatic towards the end here. J-Rod's got him cornered. If I was J-Rod, I'd just shoot through him there, but it's probably not going to do him any favours. 24 seconds to go. J-Rod's getting after him. Mika kind of allows himself to get walked off the mat for a second time. Obviously, getting penalised for passivity here isn't going to hurt him. J-Rod coming at him like a menace with those shots. 10 seconds left. It looks like Mika will get the nod here via decision. Working a body lock pass, and time is up. Super entertaining match. Both guys brought the heat. And again, J-Rod can be super happy with how he performed. He did a number of really cool defensive things in that match, and also got that takedown and started passing. But his ability to escape bad positions was really, really impressive. And on the other side of the coin, Mika Galval's ability to put him in such bad positions and do it while looking so calm and not gassed out is ultra impressive. Yeah, the match kind of went how I thought it might go. I honestly thought Mika would submit him, particularly here with this sequence with the arm bars. That is not nice, not nice. He was living in armbar purgatory there, but ends up escaping. Hope his arm's okay. And that takedown there, that was sick. The buggy choke attempt there looked like it may have been alive for a fleeting few seconds, but Mick ain't gonna let that shit fly. And then he gets to here and he's like, "You want to buggy choke me?" And suplexes him like a child. It's crazy. Both of these guys ultra talented, and now the match is over. So referee will bring them together and finalise the result. Like I said, I believe it's going to be a Mika Galval win, but we'll let the referee make it official. Yep. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. And I would imagine it's J-Rod. Oh, J-Rod's pumped, but I think it's Mika Galval. Yeah, like I said, he just had the better of the exchanges, and yeah, great match to watch. Both of these guys are awesome, ultra high level. They were both young, and they're going to be doing this for a long, long time. And yeah, this is just the beginning for both of them. So, really cool match to watch. Yeah, I've all these matches I've watched so far they've all had some really awesome technique and awesome stuff going on. So I'm super glad I did this, and hopefully you guys are picking up some cool shit as well. So the last match of the first part that we'll be doing is Andrew Tackett and PJ Barch. Two super impressive guys. PJ Barch is someone that I've liked for a very, very long time. Is fights out of 10th Planet, but you would never know it because he's probably like the least 10th Planety dude in the 10th Planet system. And what I mean by that is just in general, like his demeanor and even his technique choice. It's not super 10th Planety, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, this match will be a barn burner because these two guys are on fire. The Tackett brothers have been killing it recently. They've really exploded onto the scene. Not sure what's happened here. Maybe a contact lens or some shit. Maybe he got hit in the face. One sec.
Yeah, that was...
Not sure. All I know is the match is back on. Tackett's coming up with a body lock. Super strong. Just lifts up PJ. And then jumps on to the back. He's got one hook in. He's using that power half. Oh. PJ getting cranked right through. Andrew's so slick, man. Both those Tackett boys are slick. PJ's a slick operator himself. So that's how I know that this shit's fucking awesome. Double unders now. He's going to try and flatten him out, I think. Getting flattened out in front of your family and friends, belly down, not good. But PJ's going to try and work his way out of this position. It'll be interesting to see his strategies out. He might dive his left shoulder to the floor and concede bottom half guard, but he might not be able to with how Andrew's anchored his hips off to the side here and isn't allowing him to roll through. So they're going to reset back in the middle. Yeah, I think he might have got a toe to the eye or something like that, which is pretty gross. Fun fact: I got a toe to the tooth once, and someone fucking toenail broke off in my tooth, in between my teeth. Man, that's easily the worst thing that's maybe ever happened to me in my life. Not just jiu-jitsu, but yeah, toes in jiu-jitsu, they can do some damage. So hopefully Andrew's eye is all good. So now we got PJ attempting to pass. Andrew, when you see him on bottom, a lot like pretty much all these good guard players, when you see them on bottom, they're super chill and they're willing to flow around. They're not freaking out anytime that they're close to being passed or anything like that. It's all very breathing through the nose, putting structures in place and staying calm. So Andrew's going for that shoulder crunch to attack one of the arms, but PJ retracts his arm and does a great job of avoiding it. Here, you'll see that Andrew's using a lot of arm control, both on wrists and with underhooks and blocking elbows, which is slowing down PJ's attempts at passing. It might have looked like PJ wasn't trying to pass. I'm sure he wanted to, but he just couldn't proceed forward with the grips and the structures that Andrew was putting in. Andrew pushed him off of him and they end up back on their feet. And it looks like Andrew wants to fight for takedowns and be on top. Interesting. Interesting body language. Those guys look like they were going to square up for a second there. Yeah, they're getting after it. It's getting a little prickly, I think. PJ, he's one of those guys where he's, while his heart's beating, he's constantly in the fight. So while Andrew is the grappler that I would suspect would win this match, he's definitely got to be careful and wary of the threat that PJ Barch possesses. Because like I said, he's got all the skills that he needs to be super high level. It's just a matter of this division is just ultra competitive. The guys that you have to beat to be the best. It could be, yeah. This weight range around this area is easily the most saturated, and that blend of having speed and power is not something that can be messed with. So Andrew dives in on the body lock and PJ counters it with a nice little hip toss. They're fighting into the tables. Yeah, like I said, there's a bit of spice with this one. Andrew's not going to be bullied around, and either's PJ. You see in a couple of the other matches, they got to those positions and they kind of agreed to stop and just chill, where these two guys are like, fuck a table and a laptop. Let's keep rolling. So yeah, they're getting after it. We're at the halfway point. There's that body lock, and PJ uses that overhook to ride through. They're going in. Yeah, PJ, man, Andrew's throwing the kitchen sink at him here using these body locks, but PJ's doing a great job of countering with overhooks and Uchimata style takedowns. And riding through position, cartwheeling through and not just staying static and resting on the laurels of the first attempt. So this next 8 minutes is going to be great. Both of them look very, very even when it comes to the takedown battle. It'll just be who's got it on the ground. And I'd say they're pretty even, but I'd probably lean towards Andrew. But yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest if PJ was able to pull this out. So they both got neckties in this mercy position again. Andrew's got double neckties, just trying to snap him down, but PJ was able to get free. They're both using their head here a lot to really control that center line. Andrew's super aggressive. Aggressive not in a bullying way, but just he's got a lot of intent with what he's getting after. And PJ looks to be the more tired of the two. That I could be wrong. I'm not a strength and conditioning coach, but PJ's in on the single here. Almost wrestled Andrew to the ground, but Andrew kind of just frenzied out of it. Yeah, PJ looks a little gassed. Andrew looks like he's doing okay. Let's see how that pans out. Yeah, Andrew running him down with that double. PJ secures top position here in a good spot. So he's got that leg underhooked. But Andrew's going to try and pass his right leg across and get in onto PJ's left leg, I dare say. But Andrew's not in a good spot here. I wouldn't say he's in a bad spot, but he's definitely not in a good one. Here we go. Outside heel hook attempt, but the knee line was clear. PJ gets to his feet, and they head back to the middle. Yeah, PJ's looking tired. Andrew's looking fresh. This could be a long 6 minutes for PJ. Let's see if Andrew just asked him to stop so he could fix his hair. PJ let him. I would not be doing that shit. We're fighting. We're getting after it. So they're off again. Again, they're feeling each other out a lot standing, and they're just trying to set up that big takedown attempt. Both guys know that it's pretty tight, and both guys know that if either of them make a mistake, the other one is more than capable of capitalizing on that mistake. So Andrew races around to the back there. I think the referee got in the way there a little early, but just by the track record of the two, they've been smashing into tables and shit. So I guess he was a little concerned. Andrew now looking to attack the back and gets to a crucifix. That was sick. Crucifix in no-gi can be hard, particularly if there's no strikes involved. But yeah, great job from PJ to escape the position. I'm fearing for PJ a little bit here in the cardio department, just because Andrew seems super aggressive and is really, really pushing that pace. So this next 5 minutes will be super important for PJ if he wants to win this match. Neckties and the mercy grip. Now we've got this double necktie position. Let's see if a shot comes off the back of this. Andrew looks a little bit more content to flow through positions now. PJ's looks like he's coming forwards a little bit more, but I don't know if he's got the energy to get a takedown and then consolidate it. And just as I say that, he gets that and drops down. Andrew just pulls that leg over his head so easily, trying to rubber guard a 10th Planet guy. I love the brazenness of it. But PJ Barsh isn't someone that's going to get... the go-go clinch isn't going to bother PJ Barch too much, I wouldn't imagine. So he's now looking to try and knee cut through. Andrew's doing a great job of putting some frames in and slowing that down. This battle for that inside hand again. Got to stop doing this shit. Over there is super important, and you'll see both guys are making a really big point of making sure they control that outside hand. So PJ wants it so that he can cross-face his opponent, and also wants it defensively so his leg doesn't get attacked or his outside arm. And Andrew wants it defensively so he doesn't get cross-face, and he wants it offensively so that he can start manipulating PJ's weight and moving him around. Andrew gets to his feet, and 4 minutes to go, and they're going to start wrestling for top position again. PJ got the last takedown, so that is something to be aware of. I still have Andrew on top, but we'll see where this goes. His use of double unders is really impressive. They've had this sequence a couple of times. Andrew's really using his double unders and trying to get around to the back. PJ is gassed. He's trying to get as much rest as he possibly can. Andrew's looking pretty tired as well. But yeah, it looks like PJ is suffering in the cardio department at the moment. So yeah, we'll have to see in this next 3 minutes if there's any definitive moments. I would still have Andrew as the person that I would give the nod to, just because he's been the most active and forward pressure, and he's had the better of some of the exchanges. PJ's been hanging in there for sure, and he's had a couple of moments himself, but I just feel like he's been the reactive grappler more than Andrew has. So Yeah, very tired looking arm drag to a shot there. Both guys are gassed now. Um, it'll be interesting to see how this match finishes up this next 3 minutes. Andrew shoots on that takedown. PJ, nice wrestling. Look, he's almost getting onto the back here. Oh, if he gets onto the back there, maybe this is a completely different match, but Andrew's good enough to start passing with double unders and secures top. And now, with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go, I think Andrew will be very much in let's keep PJ on the ground and let's stay on top. And PJ's going to start getting really offensive, getting onto that. Here we go. He's got an opportunity here. He's in a really good spot. Let's see what he can do with it. Nice exit from Andrew. He managed to get out of there. I think if PJ was fresh, he can do a lot more with that position, but I just think with the sweatiness and with the tiredness of it all, he just didn't have it in him at the time to really capitalise with that position. And now Andrew is doing his best to start passing. PJ wrestles to his feet to stop himself from being passed. But there's 2 minutes to go and these guys are leaving it all out there at the moment. 2 minutes. PJ needs a takedown and a pass, or he needs a dominant position or a submission attempt. He needs something here. Andrew just rushes him again there. Yeah, I don't know if PJ's got it in him at the moment to get what he needs to win this match. But one thing's for sure is he's not given up. He's fought for every second of this match, and Andrew's had to work for everything. Both guys have had to work for everything here. He's attacking the leg again. Here we go. So he's getting some nice entries on these legs here. It's just can he get the finish? Andrew's doing a great job of recovering the knee line. Yeah. And with them being so as sweaty and as tired as they are, this is always going to be challenging to get a clean finish, and especially consider how tenacious both guys are. They're not just going to let themselves get submitted. These guys will let stuff pop and go a little bit further than they should, particularly with a minute left to go and it being so close. With that said, with a minute left to go, let's see if there's any fireworks. Yeah, PJ's going to try. Gets a takedown, but doesn't secure it. Let's see if they get to their feet. Yeah, he does. Andrew's going to rush him here. 40 seconds to go. Both guys spent. I have Andrew in the ascendancy. But weirder things have happened. If PJ can get a big throw here, or if Andrew can get one, there's those double unders to the back. PJ counters it so well. But Andrew's tenacity and pace forward is just too much. PJ looks dead. Andrew's going to get up. There's 24 seconds left. Andrew's crawling. PJ's crawling. These guys are done. So huge credit to both of them. They've set it on fire. And as a result, they're absolutely gassed. Both guys have gone for it. Neither took a backward step. Ultra competitive match. Super high level. But I just think Andrew's got too much today for PJ. And yeah, both guys can be super happy. PJ's had some good leg lock entries, but he just hasn't had just that little extra bit to be able to finish the awesome work that he started. So maybe in another world, if his cardio holds up a bit better, or he's able to get those entries a little sooner, maybe he gets the win. But I think today it'll be Andrew's day via decision, just because, like I said, I think he had the better of a fair few of the exchanges. We'll have a look at the replays here. PJ and Andrew coming out fresh. Andrew on the back here uses that power half and really cranks PJ through. This is a telling point in the match here. These little takedown battles here. Super intense. And then little hair break. More of this double body lock that Andrew was using was super interesting. The way that he was using it to set up some back takes and some of his takedowns is really cool. It's something that I'll be having a look at more into the future. But yeah, great match from both guys. Super high level. Referee's about to pull them into the middle, and we're going to find out who was the winner. But I dare say that Andrew will get his hand raised here. PJ looks pretty defeated and tired at the moment, but weirder things have happened. Let's find out. Yep, Andrew gets the win. Good win for Andrew. Like I said, him and his brother have been blazing it up on the competition scene recently. And yeah, this is kind of no surprise. PJ's been around for a long time, ultra competitive, always brings it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the first part. The second part of this will be coming out next week, which will be the last half of the card. There's some really cool matches on there, including one with Gordon Ryan in it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this longer format style of video and you learned some cool stuff from it. If you want to check out any of the matches yourself, you can head to the Flow Grappling page. They're all on there. And you can watch them without me talking shit over the top of them if that's what you would like. But yeah, thanks for joining in, and hopefully you guys found it valuable. And I'll catch you on the next one.